Hey there, team. Hey there, partner. This is Steve Strachan with Cisco, and we're here today to talk about how Cisco Enterprise Agreements 1.0 and 2.0 can help you land and sell more security. So hang in there with me the next few minutes as we talk about security EAs and what that's going to do to help you drive more business, more value, more long-term engagements, and stickiness with your customers. So partner, you and Cisco have done a great job in helping drive our security portfolio over the last few years. Whether it's StealthWatch or ICE, Umbrella, which is a super hot seller right now that you guys are driving, or next generation firewall, or email, web security, whatever it may be, you guys have been selling parts of the entire security portfolio, a little bit of everything. But what I want to do is talk about how you can land more security deals and land more of the different security solutions with your customers using enterprise agreements. What we're looking to do is help you understand how you can leverage enterprise agreements to sell not just one point product, but our entire security solution underneath the security architecture. So let's go talk about enterprise agreements in a little bit more detail. So when we talk about enterprise agreements and going to market together, enterprise agreements really fall into the land category. How do we help you land more business, more security deals with your customers? Enterprise agreements are going to help you do that. But to put this in perspective, because I'm going to circle back around later and talk a little bit about enterprise agreements as they pertain to adopt and expand in the whole life cycle, take a look at our whole monetization strategy with enterprise agreements in the software life cycle. Enterprise agreements are going to help you land more security business. But then what we also want to do is leverage the EA as an opportunity to engage with your customer to drive adoption of the solutions, adopt and consume those solutions, so you can expand by selling more security solutions into that customer underneath the enterprise agreements, and then create an even larger opportunity for you to renew after 3 or 5 years. So let's talk about enterprise agreements, help you understand how 1.0 and 2.0 will help you sell more to your customer. So as we talk about enterprise agreements, why do you care? Why would a customer care? What would be the reasons for you to help position it? Well, simplicity, standardization, cost savings, financial predictability, built-in growth. So, simplify. The nice thing with an enterprise agreement, we have just one overall enterprise agreement today to which you can add the different architectures and solutions. So a single agreement, and as you add things into that single enterprise agreements across the different architecture, whether it's just within security or security collab or enterprise networking, single agreement, you can co-term everything. Easy for you to sell, add, and then certainly for the customer to track, manage, and renew at the end of the co-terminated term. Standardizing with our approach to make it easy to purchase and consume and adopt and use our different solutions. Cost savings, enterprise agreements, absolutely we're going to bring a lower cost, total cost of ownership to you and your customer. And then the financial predictability with co-termination and with the 20% true forward that we'll talk about a little bit more, and the built-in growth certainly makes it easier for the customer to understand what their budget's going to be for the landing or consuming that initial enterprise agreement, for the true forwards, and then for the renewal at the end of the day. So now let's get into 1.0 and 2.0 for security EAs. Hey team, so let's talk about EA 1.0. And I don't know about you, but I like pie. I like big pies, all sorts of flavors of pies, but certainly pies where you can eat more when you want, or it's all you can eat kind of pie buffet. And so let's start talking about EA 1.0. And let's talk about this security pie in front of you. So think about EA 1.0 as a supersized, multi-flavored, giant pie sitting in front of you. So with EA 1.0 for security, that pie is fully baked, fully flavorful with all the different flavors of security solutions you could want to consume. So if you're a customer that's already deployed and using a lot of our different security solutions, EA 1.0 might be the right approach for you. Because what it allows that customer, it fully entitles them to all they can eat. They can eat as much security and much of the different security solutions as they want, over the term of that enterprise agreement. So think about it. If you're hungry with EA 1.0 and you've already eaten that whole pie, you know what? You can have another pie, and then a third pie, a fourth pie. It's all you can eat. Think about it as the all you can eat pie buffet for security EA 1.0. So what are you looking for? What's this designed for? It's designed for customers, with 1,000+ users, where the EA value is a total, 400K total contract value or above. And there's no true ups. It's simple, it's to the point, it's big select commercial or enterprise account. You love Cisco security, you love how it tastes, and you want to eat more as often, as much as you want. EA 1.0 is the right approach for you. So think about that. That is a great way to help you land more security deals and help your customers get entitled to and consume and adopt our complete security portfolio underneath an enterprise agreement. That is EA 1.0. Now, what if you want to do something a little different? You want to consume or eat our security pies in a slightly different manner. Well, let's shift over and let's talk about EA 2.0. Well, with EA 2.0, what we're doing is we're breaking up that giant all-you-can-eat security pie really into 4 different slices or flavors. And this is to meet the needs of maybe customers don't want everything, but they want policy and visibility, or they want to focus on email security, or maybe it's cloud and web, or maybe it's security essentials. So we've broken out and we now allow a customer to consume and adopt our security solutions really by the slice or the flavor they really want. And they can have all 4 flavors if they want, or just 1 or 2. There's a lot of flexibility there. And the nice thing with EA 2.0 though is they may only get 1 piece of pie or 1 email slice, but you know what? They can grow that slice up to 20% bigger, so they get a chance to actually eat a little bit more of that email security or security essentials. And I'll talk a little bit about the 20% true forward in a little bit more. But again, EA 2.0 is allowing the customer the flexibility to eat and consume and deploy a particular flavor of security. And what's a little different? So we're allowing to scale down market by splitting up security into 4 different flavors, or the 4 different suites as we call it. It allows them maybe to start with a lower total contract value, 250K and above. And instead of 1,000 users with EA 1.0, we're talking about 600 users. So this allows our partners, you, to come into a customer and talk about an enterprise, all the value of an enterprise agreement, but for just a particular security suite or flavor, that's that customer's favorite right now. But then you can also then start easily adding other flavors to that EA 2.0 agreement with your customer. And the true forward, what's the great thing about this, let's say your customer wants email security and they're growing fast. We only do an annual true up at the end of each year, and it's a true forward. We're not retroactively truing up back, but it allows built-in growth of 20% more users. And that will help the customer with budgeting, helps with the overall total cost of ownership. And on top of that, you can talk to the customer about the multi-suite discount. So if they want, instead of 1 flavor, they want 4 or 2 or 3, we have additional discounts, multi-suite discounts. So if they add 2 suites to the enterprise agreement, a 15% discount, 318 and 420. So that's what EA 2.0 is all about. So here we go, we look at the 2, EA 1.0, EA 2.0, regardless of which approach you take, using enterprise agreements, the value prop, the simplicity, the standardization, the ease of using and consuming and managing and renewing, this will help you absolutely land more security business with your customers. So let's circle back and talk about, again, why do you care? What's in this for you guys? So we talked about enterprise agreements absolutely will help you land more business. It'll help you open up more doors with your customer and get more of Cisco security solutions into those accounts. It also, once you're in there, and this is critically important, As you're the owner of that enterprise agreement with that particular security architecture or suites within that architecture with EA 2.0, it will help you block out the competition. And once you're in there, and if you've got a lifecycle services practice, I'll talk to you in a little bit more, you got the opportunity to upsell and cross-sell and expand into that existing account with more security. And finally, the opportunity for you to not only sell and deliver professional services, but software lifecycle management services as well. And if you have those lifecycle services and you have a customer success or adoption practice, that can bring additional and incremental value to you and to your customer. So not only are you landing the business, the security business with EA 1.0 or 2.0, but you now have a means to go in and help that customer adopt and consume that technology they're entitled to. And as you're doing that, identify and work and create incremental pipeline to expand in that account, expand from 1, 2 to 3 or 4 security suites, and help that customer expand and use our complete portfolio underneath our security architecture. And if you're doing that right and you're creating that stickiness and value add, that's going to help facilitate the renewal for you, and you'll be able to keep that and renew another enterprise agreement for another 3 or 5 years. What's really important here is if you have a lifecycle practice and you're part of Lifecycle Advisor, and you go in and you land an EA, and you submit and demonstrate to Cisco that you're delivering customer success and business outcomes, that'll allow you to register and get deal protection across that entire security portfolio or architecture within that customer account, even if you've just sold or secured like a 1 or 2 suite enterprise agreement. So it's critically important that you not only land the business with an enterprise agreement, but you follow up and you drive that customer success and adoption and secure that ongoing deal protection during the term or life of that enterprise agreement. Thanks for your time today, and happy selling with Cisco Security and Cisco Security Enterprise Agreements.